Hello everybody, welcome to Catherine Sews and to my January vlog. Sometime in about mid-December, I asked you if I should keep doing the weekly vlogs, and you guys gave me really good feedback, as you always do, and I so appreciate it. And a lot of people said that they really enjoy the vlogs and want me to continue. But then a couple people said, why don't you just keep doing the vlogs, but just monthly? So I thought that's kind of perfect because it's a little bit less hectic for me. And also, I was starting to feel like I was repeating myself a lot. Like, oh, I'm working on this reverse applique sweater. Oh, I'm still working on this same sweater. Okay, same thing again. And so it was just feeling a little repetitive. So once a month is actually perfect. So Happy New Year, happy 2026. And this is our first vlog of the year. So it feels really good to just sit down and chat with you, though. I really kind of missed that. And I'm glad that I'll still be doing that monthly. It just feels like a really nice way to connect. I get good feedback from you in the comments, and I get to show you what I'm working on. So, first of all, what am I wearing? This is a men's denim shirt mashed together with a sweater, and the tutorial for this will be coming out on this coming weekend. So I have loved wearing this one. It's got a beautiful hem finish, which is a technique I kind of discovered by undoing the hem of the men's shirt and using that to hem this sweater. So I love this whole thing. I kind of just took from the shirt the yoke, the collar, the half of the button placket, the whole sleeve placket and cuff, and mashed that on. And I just love wearing this now. It's similar to what I did maybe in the fall, I guess it was, where I took a different men's denim shirt and I mashed it onto a sweatshirt of the same color. But this one has the buttons going all the way down, and I also took the pockets, and I made a new sleeve placket on this one. And this is still beloved, but this one I just wanted that contrasting color of the two. Like this one, they just match so well. Literally not one single person ever asked me, oh, did you make that? Like it just looks kind of like too much as if it came that way. Whereas this one looks a little bit more like me because it looks like an upcycle. So I love it. I'm happy with it. And I hope you like the tutorial that's coming up for that one. So then other things that I'm planning to do in the month of January. I scored a couple pairs of canvas pants, but they are teeny. This is a size 0. Like, I don't even know what 0 means in a size. Like, doesn't that mean you don't exist? I don't know. But they are teeny tiny. But they are painter's pants or carpenter's pants. And I love all those details. And I love the color. I love the soft brushed cotton. They're really, really nice. And in the same score, I got this more like tobacco kind of color. These ones are not a painter pant. They're just a little more basic. So what I wanted to do with these ones is put the two together. In the same way that I put together the two jeans when I was upcycling jeans with my friend Jess, where I actually like cut a whole section out of these jeans and stuck it in the side seam of the other one. And I thought that was really a super great technique, but that technique kind of got buried in that video because we did so many other really cool techniques to our jeans. So I want to just really highlight that way of combining two pairs of jeans together. I think it'll be really neat with all of these like details. I think it'll be kind of a cool project, and I think I'm going to love the pants from that. Okay, so that one will be coming up probably towards the end of the month. And then with my online sewing community, Catherine Sews on School, which if you have not joined by now, what are you waiting for? We're all there waiting to welcome you in. It's such a fun, nice community. So we just would love to have you. And so every month I give them a sewing challenge. And for January, one of the members suggested the challenge of tackling our UFOs, our unfinished objects. And so I thought that was just the perfect way to start the new year. So I looked through my to-do closet there, and honestly, I don't have really many UFOs because I have to put out a video every week so they get finished. But one thing I came across was a skirt that I had made, I think it's 3 years ago now. It might be 4 years ago. And it was in a video, the same video where I made that tiered plaid skirt on a denim yoke. That was a big video for me. And in that same video, I took one pair of jeans and made a very narrow and very long denim skirt, which was quite the thing at the time. Like those long, narrow denim skirts, not the kind that you kind of make an A-line by overlapping. Like they were just in like whenever that was, 3 or 4 years ago, it was just straight. And I wore the skirt once and it was just so super straight and very restricting. So I knew I was not going to wear that again. So I wanted to do something fun with this skirt. So it's not really a UFO. It's not unfinished. I just want to give it a second go. So I came across a picture on Pinterest, and it's one of these links on Pinterest that doesn't lead you anywhere. Like, I can't even give the original person credit because it leads you to a site that sells totally unrelated things. So, but I thought that this picture was beautiful, and I thought that that was a really clever, creative, and gorgeous way of adding fullness. In the picture, it's a pair of jeans, but it'll work just the same in a skirt. So I went through my stash and I found that fabric and I thought that would be beautiful. I also wanted to kind of soften the edge of the seam. And in the photo there, it's got embroidery. I think it's embroidery because what it does lead you to is an embroidery pattern website, which I couldn't, did not help me very much at all. But I love the idea of that lacy edge softening that seam. And so I looked around on Amazon and on Etsy for like a denim colored lace. And I did find one on Etsy. So I've ordered that. Hopefully it arrives in the next couple of weeks so that I can get onto this one because I think that'll be really, really beautiful. So that's coming up. And then, do you remember maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I bought a pair of classic Levi's, vintage Levi's, and I did some Sashiko stitching on patches on the knees. And that was the first time I ever did Sashiko, and it's really such a pleasure and so nice. And so I want to do more of that. So I went to try these jeans on after the holidays, and they had mysteriously shrunk in my closet. So they're too small, not just at the waist and hip, but like all the way down. It's just not good. And so I thought, okay, well, there's my opportunity for more Sashiko stitching. So I'm going to open up this, and I've got loads of scrap denim in my stash there. And I think I'm going to kind of patch together a whole strip for each side, and I'm going to do different Sashiko plus also different kinds of embroidery. I've been collecting on Pinterest different like dandelions and raindrops and really, really pretty styles of embroidery that I think are basically a running stitch. I don't think there's anything too fancy in the stitching, which is essentially Sashiko too. It's almost all a running stitch, but in these beautiful patterns. So I think that'll be a fun project. Now that'll be a long project, right? I think I'll film the intro to it today and then kind of make my way along. Embroidery projects take a long time for me. They don't, I don't tend to give them top priority. I don't sit and embroider all day. So they do tend to take a long time for me. So I don't know when we'll see the conclusion of that video, but I think it'll be nice. And I think it'll be a nice little project. So I'll keep you posted on that one. And then last but not least, this is what I am actually going to film today. When I was on the Montreal and Toronto trip, I thrifted this sweater at Value Village in Toronto, and it's Marcane. And I Googled that label, and they're quite expensive. And it really is nice. It's wool, and I gave it a little freshening up in that Eucalyptus detergent. I still want to give it a little freshening up with my sweater shaver, but it really is a lovely, lovely thing. The only thing I really don't like about it are the pockets. And they are fake pockets. You know, I've mentioned before in videos that sometimes a fake pocket is actually a real pocket. It's just stitched closed. But no, these ones are definitely fake. Like, there's nothing on the inside. And I kind of get why they did that, because the knit is stretchy. It could possibly bag out, and it might not look that great on the inside. So with those challenges in mind, I'm trying to figure out how to nicely turn those fake pockets into real pockets. And I think I will tackle that today. I'll turn those fake pockets into real pockets and give that sweater just a little freshening up, because I think that really is a nice piece, and I think I'll wear that a lot as we head into the new year and into spring even. So that's what I'm up to for the month of January. And you know how things go, right? You know that if things pop up, there will probably be other projects that turn up that I haven't mentioned, but that's just the life of an upcycler, right? You just never know what you're going to stumble on and what you're going to be excited about doing. But those are the planned projects. One other piece of news that I was debating whether or not to mention today, but I think I will just plant the seed, and that is that I'm planning to launch my first course. I'm going to be launching a beginner sewing course, and I am super excited about it. When a few friends mentioned that I should do an online course, I thought, well, why would I do that? Like, I've made 350 videos. Like, it's not like I'm holding anything back. Like, everything, I'm giving away everything. What could I do in a course? And then I finally realized that if you're a beginner, and if I said to you, oh yeah, I'll teach you how to sew, there's 350 videos there, you'll find your way, like, you figure it out. That's not that helpful, right? It's sort of overwhelming and you don't know where to start. So a course allows me to just sort of plan a nice route for you to take. The other nice thing about doing it in a course is that when I make a video for YouTube, I have to make it like short and snappy. Now, my videos are never that short and maybe never that snappy, but I try to make them as short and like to the point as possible. But in a course, I can take the time to go a little bit deeper, explain a little bit more. It doesn't have to please any algorithm. That's really the key. So I'll be able to like take a little bit of a deeper dive. So it really feels nice. I've got that course planned out now. Throughout 2026, I do plan to launch maybe 5 or 6 different courses to go from that beginner level through intermediate, maybe some upcycling courses, maybe some pattern drafting, working with slopers, all of that kind of stuff. And the reason I want to do that is for this feeling, this feeling of like legacy. Like, this is what I have. I want to give that to the world. And it's just legacy work, really. It's giving me a sense of purpose, and it's giving me a sense of pride too, because as I map out those courses, I feel like, you know what, that's good work. That's going to help somebody. That's going to help somebody get from being at the point of feeling overwhelmed, feeling like, oh, I wish I could upcycle clothes, but I just don't even know where to start. Like, I can't do what Catherine does. But you know what? Yes, you can. I'm so excited to share that with you. Now, if you're not a beginning sewer, and honestly, most of my viewers are not beginners, then this is not the course for you. You'll want to wait a little bit down the road till I get to some other courses that might be a better fit for you. But you might know somebody who's a beginner and who has said to you things like that, like, oh, I could never do that. Or, oh, I believe in sustainable fashion. I want to dress sustainably, but when I go thrifting, there's only one size and I can't sew. So what am I going to do? That's the kind of person that this course is for. So anyway, I just wanted to plant that little seed, let you know that is coming up. So let me know in the comments if that is a course that you would be interested in, or somebody you know, or what kind of course would be a good fit for you. That's super helpful information for me, so I really appreciate that. I don't really have too much of a life update. We really took Christmas and New Year's, we really took it easy. We really just laid low, stayed cozy, which was so nice and really, really refreshing. And it just left me rejuvenated and really looking forward to a great year. So I'm so happy that you're here with me, that you're on board with my channel. Maybe you're going to join me in my online sewing community. Maybe you'll join me on the London trip, because the last time I spoke to Erica, our travel designer from Open Doors Travel, she said that there are 4 spots left on the trip. So that's the last I've heard. There's 4 spots left. We'd love to fill them. We'd love to have you join us. So lots of ways to connect, lots of ways to build that community, which is what I love. And I'm just so glad you're part of it. So happy 2026, everybody. And until next time on Catherine Sews, you take care. Bye.